Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another podcast episode. In this one, I'm bringing to you a special guest. His name is Luis Barajas, and he is an entrepreneur who just recently had an incredible breakout success that is extremely inspiring. So you probably see it in the title, but he went from basically nothing to over $150,000 a month in profit. I'm not talking about revenue. I'm talking about straight cash in the bank. And that's really cool because his story is really inspiring. He used to be a dropshipper. He used to follow the same path that a lot of people follow, had mild success there, but was never able to make it into a full-time income or anything. So about 2 months ago, he found a really good breakthrough opportunity through being a TikTok shop affiliate and was able to go all in on it and see incredible results. And we talk about all of that in this interview. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get right into it. Now, before we do, if you want to support the podcast and you want to see more of these guests, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the links in the description. Leave a like on this video and let me know in the comments some interesting thing you learned from it, or somebody you want to see on the podcast, or a topic that you want me to make a video about. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Wow, bro. That's so cool. And look at this full circle moment. Now you're making the UGC and printing money.
It's been crazy, bro. It's been crazy.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to dive into it. I mean, I'm just going to start recording here. I usually do a little intro for like outside of YouTube so we can just keep talking. But man,
Okay.
this is so cool. Like, I just love what you've been able to do in such a short time. And it's just such a good example of like how fast things can pop off when you're consistent. So I want to
100%.
ask you, bro, just real quick, like a little bit about your journey before TikTok organic, and then we'll kind of
Okay.
get into that like breakthrough moment. Like, how was it before TikTok
Definitely.
organic?
So I'm gonna go like way back. So I wasn't born in the US. I mean, that's a lot of people don't know that, but I wasn't born here. I was born in Mexico. I moved here in 2019. And
Oh
I
wow.
went to high school. Yeah, so kind of like recently, not 2019. I'm sorry, 2009. A little brain, like TikTok brain. Um, Bro, it messes with my brain a little bit sometimes. But yeah, so I moved here 2009 with my family, and went to high school, went to middle school here, and all that. And after high school, senior year of high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I started like doing the whole like how to make money online, like every other guy out there. And I got into Amazon FBA. So when I was 20, I launched my first product. It was this like baby blanket. So I launched a product on Amazon. It did terrible. Like, I lost a bunch of money, lost like 20K. Because I knew how to like do the back end, like how to like, get the product and, the listing and all that, but I didn't know how to market. So that kind of like completely destroyed me. But it was a good experience. Then I transitioned into the whole drop shipping, and I was serving. I've been in the restaurant business for a long time, and I was serving. I was using all my money from serving to, put that into e-commerce and building a brand and do the whole drop shipping. Wasted a lot of money on ads, Facebook ads, and I feel like everyone has the same story.
For real.
But yeah, that's what I did for a few years. Then I started working with Anthony and Noah for a little bit, and I was also doing like e-com on the side. I was able to take some stores to like from nothing to like 30K a month or so. But you know how drop shipping is. A month is great, and then the next month I would need a new product, need like everything fresh. And the profits were very low, so it was not very consistent. But I was like, I was learning something new every single month. How to do customer service, how to like reach out to suppliers, how to do marketing and all that, like Facebook ads, TikTok ads. And yeah, one thing led to another. And last year, so around November, I was still serving and I was still doing the e-commerce. And at the end of the end of October, the place I was working at, so I was serving at this like high-end steakhouse, and I was making decent money. The place completely shut down because we had a little like accident in the kitchen, caught on fire, and we shut down for 5 months. So those 5 months, I was like freaking out a little bit because that was my main source of income. I wasn't doing very well with ecom, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like just take this moment to like go all in into it. And yeah, so that's what I did. So November, I started a new store, took it to like around like 30K, ended up making like $2,000 or $3,000 out of it, very low. December hit, I had a lot of issues with my supplier, couldn't ship the product. Ads were very expensive. I was wasting a lot of money. So kind of like January, I was like, you know what, I need to figure something out. And then I saw Sydney. I'm sure you know Sydney.
Hmm.
Sydney started posting a bunch of like screenshots. She had $100,000 a month, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was like, "She's doing something," you know. So I started getting into the whole like TikTok Shop affiliate program, and I was like, "Wow, like this is such a great opportunity." You know, all you had to do is create good content. Like if you can make a good video, you don't have to take care of like customer service, no suppliers, no like nothing. Like it's pure profit.
Right.
So I was like hooked. And yeah, I got into the collective, you know, Jimmy and Luca and all those guys have a great program. So I got into the collective and I started, you know, the first 2 weeks of February, I started doing the collective and I got to know kind of like the back end of it. And I was like, okay, so, you know, there's a great opportunity here. Then I joined Creators Corner and one thing led to another. The month of February, it's funny because I wrote this on my journal. Like I started journaling because of Jimmy and all those guys. And I wrote on my journal, you know, at the end of the month, I want to make, you know, five to $6,000. That's how much I was making as a server. You know, I was like, if I can make that, I can quit my job and I can go all into this. Well, February, I ended up doing 40K. Um,
That's
yeah.
amazing, bro. That's so crazy. Wow. So this all happened so fast. You know what, bro? It's actually insane how similar of a story, minus like some of the details that we have. Because I moved from Chile to the US in 2008, and I was a server for like before ecom, and like I was using all
Bro, I
my
had no.
tips, bro. It was crazy.
Wow. I had no idea. Oh wow, that's crazy. Small world, bro.
I
Like
know, right?
seriously. And everything's happening so fast. I mean, I've been doing this for 2 months. You know, it's not like I'm an expert on this. I have a background on e-commerce and marketing and all that, but I'm not expert on creating content. Even the whole YouTube, like, bro, like YouTube is hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It is, man. But that's so
So,
cool that you made it all like you had a full circle moment. Let me ask you, when you were building your stores, because it really resonates when you say, "Oh, like yeah, I was able to make it to 30K, and but I wasn't actually making money." And like this is like that's the worst feeling because you feel so good to be making sales, but it's like you're kind of losing money at the end of it all. What were you doing ads then? You weren't doing any organic. It was just all like Facebook ads, or what was it?
so yeah, for a few years, like I mean, I was doing all Facebook ads till last year. So last year I started a store around like June or July, and I started like messing with organic,
Mm,
and I ended up doing well. I was like selling jewelry, and I was using TikTok for organic with the jewelry, and I did a little bit of money, you know, like $2,000 to $3,000, but it was nothing. It was very hard to scale because I didn't know the system as far as like the creators. I didn't know like you know Jimmy. I didn't know what they were
right.
doing. So I was kind of like running everything myself. I was paying content creators to, you know, like get the content. I was posting on multiple accounts, but it was just not. I, I wasn't able to scale, you know. So it was extremely hard to scale, and the margins were extremely low to run ads. So yeah, I kind of like you know gave up on that. I was like, I mean, this is cool to like for a money grab, but it's not scalable. I cannot make 30K a month like profit with this.
Right.
And it's funny because drop shipping kind of like messes with your brain a little bit. Yeah, you're seeing the like revenue, but on the back end of your brain, you know you're not making any profit, or you're making like $2-3 profit because you know you're running ads and you know there's overhead and all that stuff.
Exactly. That exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's one of the worst feelings, but at the same time you are learning a lot. And now you're like all in on the content side of it, which is actually, I mean, I don't know if you thought about it this way, but it's so smart because it's literally a content economy these days. Like that's what it's all about. Even for ads, if you don't have good content, it's going to be a waste of money. So, what are like what are some of these skills, I guess, or like pivotal things that really helped you make viral content? Because if you were doing content before organically but it didn't work that well, why did it work so well now?
Honestly, because of Jimmy and the creators corner, that was kind of like my big, you know, because I started when I was on the collective. You know, the collective is just I don't want to say lower end, but like it's kind of like if you're a beginner, you join the collective and you learn a little bit of content. So that's what I did, and I started like noticing the changes on my content. You know, because they were giving a lot of tips about you know like a great hook, you know, be a good storyteller, and I was like, okay, there's something here. And then when I joined Creators Corner, you know, there's a lot of guys that are doing like 10K a month. You know, Sydney, she's doing 100K, and that's one of the things I did. I right away I was like, okay, if she's making $100,000, I want to make $100,000. So I started like talking to her and she gave me some pointers and she was like, oh, get this book, like Cash Advertising. Great book, by the way.
Really?
So I got the book. Yeah, it's a great book, and it's a I it took me what, like 3 days to read the whole thing, because I was like, that's one of the things with me. I get extremely I don't want to say addicted, but it's like obsessive over one thing. So I'm all in. I want to learn as much as possible. So that's what I did. And she started, telling me a little bit like secrets here and there, and then I started like dissecting a lot of the content that I was watching. I was like, why is this video getting, like 1 million views? And I was like, okay. And one of the things I did, it was, I go on Snapdeck, I download a ton of videos, and I was literally like scripting every single video, and I was comparing scripts. And I was like, okay, so this video is working because it has a great hook. This video is like creating a lot of revenue because it has a great storytelling. It's like soft selling the product. And that's what I do with my videos now. I have a great hook. I have like a little bit of retention, and I kind of like soft sell the product at the end. And I mean, works great. Like
Wow.
I said, yeah, majority of the money I made on February, it was the last 2 weeks, because I did it around like 5 or 6K from like February 1st to, like the 15th. 15 is when I joined the Creators Corner, and from the 15th till the end of the month, it was like 30K.
Dude, that is so cool. What Jimmy's built is like it's just so powerful. I hear so many stories like yourself of people just going from zero to like six figures income in like a matter of weeks from just creating content. That's unbelievable.
It's insane. And how like March, that was the month that kind of like changed everything for me. I was like, okay, so this is like real,
Yeah.
especially
So
because you
what
don't
happened
see.
March? Let me hear the story about that
Oh,
because I'm sure it'll be in the title, but I want to hear a
oh
little bit
man,
about it.
so March, I'm done with February and 40K. And if you're doing TikTok shop affiliate, you know how the payments, like the actual money you get, it takes about 2, maybe 3 weeks sometimes, or even a month, depending on what product you're selling. So I wasn't getting any of the payouts. It was like I worked all like February for no money basically. I see it on the screen, but I don't see it on my bank account. So I was like, I don't know if this is real. I wasn't sure if I wanted like to quit my job. At that point, I didn't have, the restaurant I was working at, it wasn't open yet. So I still had another probably like 3 weeks or so till the restaurant opened back up again to kind of like make a decision. And then I started like March, and the first, so I had like 40K in my account. The first 2 weeks of March, I was running this product, this supplement. The first 2 weeks, I did 60K. I was doing like 10. The second week of March, I started doing like 10K a day, then 13K a day, 15K a day. So I had like 5 days in a row where I was making, like 15K, 16K was my biggest day. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, like I'm all in. Like F my job, I'm done with serving. There's like so many opportunities here. So I was like, I'm all in. And at that moment, I was running my old account, the account that I made 40K with the month of February. So I was like, okay, I need to double down. So I started like opening another two accounts, and the new account right away, first video, like 1.2 million views.
Wow.
And that day I ended up making like 5K from that single video. And I was like, okay, so we have something. I opened another account, same product. So I was running two accounts with the same product. So month of March, I ended up making $150,000. So, and that's like commission. That's like in my pocket profit.
Right.
And as far as revenue, I think I generated like close to 700, like 600 and something thousand revenue for this company. And yeah,
Amazing, man. That is so cool. Wow. So all this happened so fast. That's what I find so cool how quickly something can change. And it's like you're saying, it's because it's all profit. Like you're not spending any money to make the content, right? You're not spending any money to ship the product. It's literally just you're getting paid commissions, but it's like you have the leverage of the content that's growing without you doing anything, basically.
yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's funny. There was a few days where I was waking up early just to see where I was, and I wake up usually around 8 or 9 my time, and like one day I woke up and I was like, let me check my sales. It's like $4,000 already. It was like 8 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? Refresh the app again. It was like, yeah, it was like $4,000, like commission, like in my pocket. I was like freaking out. Like, okay, I need to like double down, make more videos. And one of the things I noticed, a lot of the people's out, like a lot of the guys out there, they're concentrating on so many other things. Like it's very, how do I create the account? How do I do this? Like, forget about all of that. Like, all of that is easy. You can find YouTube videos about it. I mean, you can research all of that. just concentrate on making a good video, like create good content. That's all it is, like good content.
And
So
what would you say was what made the content good? Is it like the script, the hook, the call to action, or all of it?
it was a little bit of both. So one of the things I started implementing, because I saw, like I said, it's going back to the same thing. I saw like other people, especially like Sydney. She made this post about adding a like arrow at the end of the video, like pointing down. A lot of people on TikTok, they're still not used to buying on TikTok. So you kind of like you had to guide them through the whole like process. So like here's the product, here's the benefits. You can buy it here. So I started implementing that, and that like the conversion rate went crazy. I started noticing because the first few videos I posted, conversion rate was okay, but it was not great. And then I added that little arrow, and that made a huge difference. And by March, I started, noticing no one was running Spanish content. And that's also one of the things that changed everything for me. It was such a like untapped market. No one was promoting to the Spanish community. So I was like, okay, I have something huge here. I speak both languages. My first page was, 100% English. Then I transitioned into Spanish. And that's when like, things went crazy. Like
Wow.
that's how I was making the $10,000 days. So now I run pages like English and Spanish. So, I took what I learned and then I added my own touch. And that was it, the Spanish videos.
I love that, bro. When I started, so I've been working with like Jimmy and those guys for a little bit because what we do is we are like data driven media buyers. Like that's what my agency does. We run paid ads, and it melds
Hmm.
extremely well with what Jimmy does, obviously. And I saw that like 6 months ago that some of the most viral brands on TikTok were actually running Spanish content, and I was like,
Yeah.
mind blown, but it actually makes so much sense because if you look into it, like 40% of the US population speaks Spanish, which is crazy,
Yeah.
bro. So it's like they're never getting ads in the US being served to them in Spanish. So when they see it, it's like it just resonates so well.
100%. And it was, yeah, that was a game changer for me when I started like introducing the Spanish content. And now I see, I don't know if it's because my FYP page is tailored to like Spanish content, but I see a lot of Spanish content creators now. I mean, I don't want to say it was because of me, but I noticed the change even on Creators Corner. A lot of the guys, man, these guys are so smart. They are running AI voice in Spanish, and they're killers. Like some of these guys are killers.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
So
sure
they're
they're
very excited.
scaling. Well, that's actually a question I have for you. So you decided to scale by creating more pages. Um,
Hmm.
would you recommend, let's say, somebody who's not getting like maybe they're making a little bit of money on their main page? Is it smart to create a second page to maybe go more viral, or would you say just focus on that one page?
It all depends on your situation. I decided to quit my job like 2 weeks into March, so I was all in. Like and like I said, I have a very obsessive personality,
Mhm.
so I wanted to make as much like as possible. So that's when I started like running more pages. But yeah, I mean, if once you get into the system and once your brain starts kind of like learning how to create content, right now I'm running 5 pages, and it takes me 2 hours of work.
Wow.
Like make 5 video.
So for
Yeah.
five
But I also
pages,
like plan like yeah, 5 pages. I plan the day, like at the end of the night I usually go I funny enough, I don't like going into TikTok. I'm not a big fan of like scrolling. So I usually like scroll for 10, 15 minutes and see what's going viral and kind of like take like notes on like the hooks and like the storytelling, and then I kind of like use it for the next video. But now is when I started, I was writing my scripts and like, okay, well, what am I gonna say and what am I gonna do? But now it's like natural, like it's in my brain. I kind of like now I see a product and I'm like right away. I'm like, oh, I can sell it like telling this story, or I create a script in my head right away. So it's automatic.
that's so dope. And it's because you're like specialized in that one thing and you're just going all in on
Yeah,
it, dude. That's so powerful. I mean, I can't imagine like bro, by next year, I can't imagine what your March is gonna look like. That's so unbelievable. Especially now. I mean, full circle moment again. Um, now you're getting involved in brands too. Now you're focusing on that skill that you have and doing it for brands. So
yeah.
how what's your plan with that? Is that going to continue to be a thing? Are you going to continue to kind of invest in brands that you can do this for?
Oh, 100%. So that's my passion, that's what I want to do long term. I see the whole TikTok shop affiliate or the content creation as a stepping stone to the next thing. Especially now I've been able to network with some of the people that I have on my phone now that I can like text. I mean, even you, like even this interview, bro. Like to me, it's crazy. Like I said, 2 months ago, I was watching your videos. I was like behind the screen watching, and now it's like I'm here, like doing podcasts or interviews, and it feels like surreal. But yeah, long term, I definitely want to have my own brand. And like I said, I have a lot of people behind me that I can text for advice, and they're doing like multi-millions like monthly. And yeah, like so once you get into the whole like system or e-commerce and you see people doing like very well, $150,000 is like nothing.
Right.
So there's a next level to what you're doing, and there's always a next level no matter where you are in life. I think there's always someone doing better. And but yeah, so like one of the cool things about having results and having $150,000 months and stuff like that is you can start networking with people that are doing like better than you. And I feel like that will take me a long way. But yeah, I'm planning to do this for the next like I want to do it for like this year and kind of like get better at it and learn the system. And yeah, I'm running a little, like we have brands and stuff like that on the back end.
For sure.
So yeah,
That's
that's what I
super
want to
cool.
do.
I mean, that's amazing, bro. Like, just how far a skill can take you is really unbelievable to me. And I mean, even what you're doing now, like to do 150K in profit in a month, like there's ecom businesses that do millions of dollars a month that don't make that much in profit, bro. So, like, you
Yeah.
literally, I mean, this is so good what you're doing. So, I'm super excited for you. Now, I'm curious, whenever it comes to like what you see people doing wrong. I'm just really curious about that because, well, actually, before I ask you that, I do want to say for anybody that's watching this, pick a skill and get really good at it, especially when it comes to content. Because, man, what I love about this era of ecom right now is that everyone's collaborating. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
I want to collaborate with the most talented people out there. And because I'm continuously improving my skill set. So like if we come together and we're all compounding our knowledge, like, bro, we can literally change the world. So if
100%.
it's so cool, I love that. And now we're kind of doing that. So man, anybody watching this, make sure that you're trying your best to get results and build those skills up, because there's people that will like message me, for example, and say, hey Arie, like I'll do all the work, I want to start a brand, but like you have no skills, so that doesn't really make sense. Like
Yeah.
no one's going to want to partner with you. But if you do have results, if you do have skills, like you said, you'll open up so many doors. And that's not how a lot of people are thinking about it. They're just thinking about, oh, I want to make a dropshipping store and make a little bit of money or something, but you don't know where that could take you or a specific skill set.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to ask then, somebody who's just starting, right? Because a lot of people that are going to watch this are literally just starting and they're probably salivating looking at the title. What are some like actionable tips when it comes to getting at least to like let's say 10K a month? Because that's a big number that people like. That's a popular number because that's 6 figures a year, and you can live off of that. What are some things that they should consider when starting their creator journey to 10K a month?
I mean that was my number too. I feel like everyone has that 10K a month in their head. Uh, Honestly, I think just like you said, going back to the same thing, like concentrate on one skill and get extremely good at it, and just ignore everything else. And I feel like also me being older and having more maturity, I was able to just like focus on one thing, and I see what's valuable. And when it comes to like opportunities, I feel like a lot of people are gonna everything is gonna fall into place once you start like being really good at what you do. Like there's gonna be a lot of opportunities. You're gonna start like connecting with people that are doing like I said, really good. And yeah, I think it's just concentrating on one thing, getting really really good at it, and then just ignore everything else. Because there's a lot of even on the Discord that I'm part of, there's a lot of guys that are doing like TikTok shop affiliate, and they're like posting about, meme coins, and they're like investing in crypto, and like, they want to like get rich quick. I mean, it doesn't work that way. And I know that because I was part of that when I was drop shipping. I saw the screenshots of like, $100,000 months, but you don't see the back end. Like you don't see how much profit they're making. So it's not it's definitely all of these e-commerce stuff. It's an actual business. Like don't treat it as a hobby or like a side hustle. It's not a side hustle. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of work. So yeah, just concentrate on one thing and just be extremely good at it. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Just one thing and get good at it.
What do you think about Instagram Reels? Is that anything you're messing around with, like reposting on there, or is that not worth it?
So I thought about it. I'm planning to get a reposter. So the way a lot of the companies work is they give you a special link, like affiliate link that you can use for Instagram. I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know the you know how much money I can make out of that. But I know a lot of people that are doing very very well with Instagram. You're just repurposing content. The content you create on TikTok, just repost it on Instagram, and I know some guys are doing very well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I can tell you from the
so.
brand side of things, usually the Shopify affiliate program is 20 to 30%. And I feel like that's
Hmm.
definitely undervalued right now because TikTok shop affiliates are great, obviously, because of the virality, but the
Hmm.
commissions sometimes are kind of low and you can't really take advantage of the other platforms. So I definitely think
Yeah.
that's I think people should consider for sure is starting to repost their stuff, especially now with YouTube as well. They just launched a shop. So that's gonna get crazy with
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm sure you know this, but TikTok is planning to launch TikTok Notes, which is going to be a very similar to Instagram.
Wow.
So
I did see news for
I'm
that.
excited. Yeah, I want to see what's up with that. It's going to be the new platform. It's like any. I feel like like e-commerce, every like few years something new comes up and you have to learn it. I mean, I've been in the back end, or I've been behind the scenes, like watching people do it. So I kind of like see what's how this whole system works. But yeah, I know a lot of brands. What they're doing is, if you're launching on Amazon, so yeah, that's a killer. If you're launching on Amazon, having a link on Instagram, it's a killer, and driving traffic to Amazon. I mean, you had an interview with Rob, which I watched,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean that man he's smart. He's very
Yeah,
very
Rob's a
smart.
genius, bro. He's a genius for sure. That was his old name on Instagram, the Genius CEO, and I thought it
He needs
was
CEO.
proper. Um, but yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. Now you're getting all these connections. You're making all this money. You have these plans for the future. I just want to ask you a simple question: like, what does your day to day look like, man? Like, what's your daily routine?
Well, right now I'm still getting used to not clocking in and clocking out. Back in the day, I was just waking up in the morning, having a little like quick breakfast or coffee, go to the gym, come back home, eat again, and then go to work. But now it's like I have all this time, so I'm trying to now is like I'm good at what I do with my content. I can get it done in 2 to 3 hours. So I use the other time to now like YouTube. Like YouTube is like a full-time job. I was not, bro. Like it's hard because in my head, I never got into the whole content creation. So I'm like, yeah, just put the camera on, like make a video and like do it real quick. Oh, bro, like it's a lot of work. It takes days to make a video. So that's kind of like what I'm doing with the rest of my time. And I don't have a wife, I don't have a girl, I don't have anything. So all my time is into this, and I want to like go all in this year. I don't want to stop. And yeah,
Smart.
that's I'm just doing YouTube, and I'm still going to the gym. Like the gym is like my getaway. It helps a lot with my mental health, my brain, and I've been like going to the gym for years. I did like bodybuilding back in the day, so
Really?
I
That's
come from
cool.
from that. Yeah, it was very exciting.
Wow, man. That's super dope. I feel you. I'll say this from my channel, like that's exactly. I realized with my YouTube channel, I've been through a whole journey on YouTube, but I used to make
Yeah.
videos where it would take me so long to make a video, and I honestly hated it. I did not like that. And so eventually I started to get just good at like just turning on the camera And like I love when I can make a video in one take. I mean, and I'm kind of unique in this way. I don't think anybody else
Yeah,
really does this too much on YouTube, but or at least in this space. But I love just making videos that like if a video takes me 15 to 20 minutes to make and post, I'm so happy, bro. Like I'm just so hyped.
that's awesome.
So that's how I produce content these days. Some people think it's lazy, but I don't think it's lazy. I think it's smart because it's what I love to do. I don't love to edit videos. I don't love to make the best video in the world. I treat this like a journal almost. And journaling, as you know, is extremely powerful.
Powerful. Yeah. And I love your content, but I'm still, I'm like a baby when it comes to YouTube. I'm still trying to learn what I want to do with my content and how I want to do it. But now the cool thing about, like making all this money and stuff like that is you can move fast. So I hire someone, to edit my content. I hire someone to kind of like give me ideas on how to create the videos and, like treat me like a baby. I don't know what I'm doing. So just tell me what to do, how to like create my content. And like, TikTok, I'm gonna, in the next like 2 months, 3 months, I'm gonna take my own approach to it, and I'm gonna start making
You're smart,
my
bro.
own content, which I'm very, very excited for.
That's really smart,
So
man. I think
yeah,
a lot of people take very long to start outsourcing things. And like, if I could go back and tell myself something, like some advice at the beginning would be, bro, just like hire a virtual assistant or just somebody to help you. Because then you'll be able to leverage other people's times. And that's how you actually start freeing yourself from your business and then starting to like grow more because you're going to have better ideas. You're going to have, more time to focus on the high leverage plays. That's huge. So I'm super
yeah.
happy that you're doing that. That's super smart.
Yeah, but that's one of the things I learned from like e-commerce. It took me a while because I was the one, I was like I can do everything. I can, edit. I can do everything. Like customer service, I'm like, no, I'm wrong. Once you start like scaling a little bit, you get all those emails, so you need a VA right away. And I hate doing like editing. I hate doing all that kind of stuff. So now it's like, I have the money to do it. I have the extra money to like spend on an editor and stuff like that, or things that I don't want to do. And I mean, I feel like that's the whole like idea behind having money or having a little extra income, like outsource what you don't want to do. Like, so you have like more free time to do what you actually love. And yeah, like growing a brand, like I said, that's kind of like my main goal right now. I'm doing that. I'm reaching out to different manufacturers because like I said, I really want to have my own brand.
Dude,
So
that is
yeah.
awesome. So where do you live now, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So I live in North Carolina.
Oh, cool. So I was wondering because you said NC and I'm like dumb. I was like, where is that? I was like, I'm not sure. So that's pretty cool. How do you like it out there?
I love it, bro. Like I love it. So I was in Miami with Jimmy 3 weeks ago. Miami is great. I love Miami, but it's way too fast for me. It's a lot going on, a lot of people moving. I'm 28, so I'm not in that age of like 20, 21 where I want to like party, I want to go out. I like hiking. I love going out for a coffee. I have a very simple lifestyle. I don't do anything fancy. I don't have a crazy car. I don't buy the jewelry. There's a video coming out on Jimmy's video where they got me some jewelry and stuff like that. But I'm not that's I love it. Like Jimmy said, just enjoy it, take it as a gift, as a memory. So I did, but that's not my style. But I think it's just because I'm older. I want the wife, I want the kids now, and I'm looking into the future, like 10 years from now. Like I see you, and that gets me excited. Like you, the baby, and like running the brand, and like that's so exciting to me.
Thanks, man.
But I'm older too, so that's kind of like my goal in the next few years. Also have a family and all that.
I think we would. Well, I think we will be great friends probably because that sounds like ideal. I'm from Minnesota. Like I feel the exact same way, bro. Like when I go to Miami, I have a blast and I meet a ton of people and it's super worth it. But I don't know how people live there because it's just not for me, man. I like the quiet, like slower paced life. I love to go hiking, bro. I love to just go on a walk, get coffee, like straight up all the things that you just said. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. I think we're kind of actually, I was gonna say that's uncommon in this space, but I actually don't think that's true. I think it's just that the flashy stuff gets more attention, um, and it rightfully so. Like it makes sense that it would. But I'm glad to hear that because sometimes I'm like I feel like so weird for not like being so interested in that stuff.
Doing Yeah, and So like now that I've been doing this for a long time, and I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes, and I know some people are not they're not what they put out. They're not, like the video is not who they really are. So that's what I want to do with my content. I don't want to, BS my way through like YouTube and be like, oh, I'm buying the Lambo, I'm buying the watch, and I'm like, that's kind of like a little too much for me. And I think like the whole like social media and like all this era is transitioning to like more realistic videos and realistic people. Like this is really what's going on. This is how much I'm really making. And like I've been so transparent with my stuff. Like I put screenshots. This is how much I'm really making. I'm not like BSing or taking someone else's screenshot.
Mm.
So I feel like people appreciate that, and I feel like you can build like a stronger community as well. Because people see like this is you, this is attainable. People can relate to you. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very
So
excited
true.
for to like meet all like all these people. So
Yeah, I'm excited for you, dude. I think this is the beginning. I mean, the way I feel about it is like you were already like I'm sure you were gonna succeed just because like you're so committed and like you said you're obsessive, which I think is actually like from all the people I've interviewed and just had a podcast with, like that seems to be a very common trait. Like people who are just very obsessive, and I'm the same way. So you're probably gonna make it no matter what, but it's all the time that you spent prior to this like breakout moment. Like, have you seen those charts where it's like super flat line for a long time and then it's just like exponential? Like
yeah,
that's where you're at right
yeah,
now, which is so dope.
yeah, and it's hard to navigate all of this because now I'm seeing what because I've been posting on social media and stuff like that, and I live in a small town, so a lot of the people that I knew from back then, they're reaching out, and I'm kind of like learning how to like deal with that. And I'm gonna be very honest, I don't have a lot of friends. I'm very I have a very small circle. Like I said, I don't go out, I don't drink much, and I like the quiet life, so I don't have a lot of friends. But now it's like a lot of people from the past are coming in, and they're like, hey, I want to hang out, want to go out, so I'm trying to learn how to like deal with that. But I'm thankful everything happened at this time, at this age, where like I'm more mature. I'm not gonna let that like mess with my brain, or like the money mess with my brain. Honestly, like one of the things I did recently, so I have my business account and I have my personal account. I literally have like 3K on my checking account, my personal. Like I don't even want to see the numbers. I have everything else on the business account. It's just there. Like it's just I don't even want to see it. I want to like just keep moving and keep pushing. Like the numbers are, it's cool. Like yeah, I thought having 100K in the bank account, it was gonna be like a great feeling, and it was for like a few hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so what next? Like what's the next big thing? How can I like chase the next? You're always chasing for that next high, which is very exciting to me.
Yeah. I totally feel that. I
So
think you
yeah,
get a certain degree of freedom the more money you make, that like you feel like a little bit more, I don't know, like lighter in a way. Like you just move it, like you can go out to eat, and like I remember being a server and like actually kind of thinking a little bit about where I'm gonna go to eat because I don't want to spend too much. Like I'm not gonna get the guac at Chipotle basically, but now I get guac every time. Like little things like that. I just love that, bro.
yeah, it's a big I remember one of the things Jimmy said, it like money brings who you really are. Like money brings that person like who you truly are. And I think it does, because a lot of these guys that are making like millions of dollars, they're like super genuine, and like they're very honest with you, and they're not gonna like BS you, because I mean they have nothing to hide. They're making the money, they have the success, like there's nothing to hide. So I feel like you have to worry about the guys that are not making the money. That's where things get a little messy. But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, I think you have a great plan. I mean, you said it yourself, but you're like, I just want to stay focused this year, just like locked in. I think that's where a lot of people make a big mistake is like when you start making good money. I mean, like you said, a lot of you get more attention, things are starting to pop up that kind of distract you, and it can take away from that exponential growth. And I think it's really cool that you're just
Hmm.
like already thinking, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna stay locked in and see how far we can take this, and go from there. I think that's really smart.
Yeah. But the only thing is, it's also a bit like scary to be on your own, because you depend on yourself 100%. That's
Yeah.
also one of the things. Like I wake up in the morning, like, oh, if I don't make content, or if I don't like make money today, I'm on my own. Like it's like everything is on your own. You're like depending on yourself 100%, which is it's
True.
scary, but also very exciting.
Yeah, I think over
So
time you'll feel like that's actually, yeah, I totally feel you. It's like, oh man, that's super scary. But then you have this skill, bro, that like if tomorrow you went back to zero, like you'll make it out of that in a week, like guaranteed. Because even just like you putting yourself out there like you are right now, which most people don't do, like that takes a lot of balls, first of all. But then second of all, let's say you did go to zero, like dude, there's thousands of brands out there that would pay you like 10K a month easily to just run their accounts or something. Like I guarantee it. So yeah, man, skills pay the bills.
yeah,
Like Hermosi says it all the time, and he's so right. Like, and you said it too. Just focusing on a skill is so valuable, bro.
yeah. And I don't. I know it's gonna sound like cocky or whatever, but like I don't see myself making less than 50K a month. Like I had to be like a lazy, person to like not make 50K. Like it's so, I don't want to say it's easy because it's not, but it's like now it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Like I can run out like 50K even this month. We're it's just April 18. I'm already over 6 figures so far, like commission this month.
Yes, man.
18 days. Like I was making like 60K at my old job, like all year. I make double. Well, I mean, almost triple what I was making
Yeah, in a
in
month.
in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
insane, man. That's so
bro.
dope. All from content creation. So yeah, I mean that's a lot of people feel like they're too late maybe to become a creator or something. What would you say to those people? Do you think they're right, or do you think there's more opportunity than ever?
Oh, yeah. I feel like TikTok Shop and all this like content creation, like or content, what do you call it, creator economy or whatever. I think it's just starting. I think it's just like this is the perfect time. I feel like it's going back to like the old days of Facebook and all that, where everyone's printing money, everyone's making like content and taking advantage of the opportunity. I feel like we're kind of like in that time right now where everything's so new, so fresh, and like everyone's making a ton of money, and it's very very exciting. And I don't think a lot of the guys were freaking out when the whole like TikTok getting banned on like in the US came out, like for like there's everyone's making so much money. It's not happen. Like there's no way they're gonna find a way to make it work. There is not happening at all. And even if it does, you already learned the skill. Like there's always gonna be another app that you can transition into. There's always gonna be the next big thing. So if you already learn how to like create content, or how to be a good content creator, or like having a marketing strategy, you can transition to the next app or the next big thing.
Facts. That's such a good way to put it. I made a post it like yesterday, I think, which is exactly how I feel. Is like a lot of people are like, "Oh, e-com is so hard right now. It's super hard." But it's because they're not adapting to the landscape, bro. Like it's actually easier than ever before if you just know like where the path of least resistance is, which right now it's just organic content, TikTok shop. But a lot of brands, they're just neglecting this shit because they're so stuck in their ways and scared, which,
Yeah.
it makes sense if you're scared to try something new. But like you said, bro, there's always going to be something new. And actually, it's really important that brands always try something new, in my opinion, at least, because that's how you find, these golden opportunities that only come maybe once or twice in a lifetime. And people don't take advantage of it because they're scared, or, they just don't trust it. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, even in my case, if I didn't take that step to, transition from drop shipping into content creation, I wouldn't be doing this interview with you,
Facts.
and like I said, it was 2 months ago. It's not even that like I've been doing this for years. It was literally 2 months ago. Late, like life has been like completely different. And I think this is, like I said, this is just a stepping stone to the next level. And yeah, I'm very very excited, and like I definitely want to have the brand. And one of my goals is like now I'm getting into the like whole like brand, like content and like branding and all that. And I now I go to Walmart. I've always done this, but I go to Walmart and I see, for example, Bloom. I see him on the shelf. I'm like, bro, like I want to do that. I want to have my product on like a big store, just have it and go and buy it at Walmart and stuff like that. That's kind of like what gets me excited now. having like an actual product that people can buy, that gets me so pumped. Like I'm so excited for that. But I know it's going
Yeah.
to take a little bit of time. But yeah, I think that's my next big goal.
Well, I mean, it's not taking that long. Like, we're on a brand together now, and that's starting to do pretty well. So you're already getting
Yeah.
into it. It's pretty cool. I do the same thing. I actually live like 3 blocks away from the Target HQ, and at this
Okay.
Target is where they test out the new products that they're gonna launch
Wow.
like in retail. So I always go walk
Uh
there and
huh.
like just look at the new products, and it's so interesting to look at all the different brands that are launching that are in the Target program. I mean, yeah, Bloom is such a good
Yeah.
example, bro. They're like a $400 million plus brand. It's just a greens powder, bro. It's not even that crazy. It just looks good.
And that's how they start. I don't know if you know their whole like story.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Like so. Rob has an interview with the owner. I cannot remember his name, but everything started with like content. So the owner, it's a couple that they own the brand together. So the girl started like posting content on Facebook groups back in the day, and she started like posting her fitness content. And one thing led to another. They started selling like how to like grow like your butt like in 15 days type of thing, like PDFs and stuff like that. And they started like transitioning into like an actual like physical product, and one thing led to another, and now they're a multi-million dollar. But it was just because of content, putting the story out there and just creating content. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, okay, let's start. I'll start wrapping it up here. I don't want to take a ton of your time. Let me know, or maybe
Okay.
what are some last tips that you would say? Because again, uh, the people that are going to be watching this are likely people that are actually just beginners. And they're probably maybe in a situation where you were like even 5 months ago, where maybe they've been struggling. I've been putting out content on create like this sort of creator affiliate economy for like a few months now, but I feel like my audience just doesn't take it very
Mhm.
seriously. What are some last words I guess you would say to these people that are just trying to make it work?
Uh, well, I would say just concentrate on creating good content. It is possible. I'm proof of it. I was serving like 2 months ago, and it can go up quick. You can go from like making no money at all to having $150,000 a month. It is very possible. Yeah, so just keep at it and like don't give up. Like that's part of the whole system, part of being on your own and creating content and trying to like build a brand. Like anything you do in life, I feel like you just have to keep at it. Like if it's like creating content or like drop shipping or like having your own brand, just keep working, keep getting better, and it's gonna happen. At some point, it's gonna happen. For me, it took. I mean, I'm 28. I started when I was 21, so it took almost 9 years to see like actual success and see the like money in my bank account and all that. So it's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen quick, and it's a real business. Treat it as a real business. Go all in, and yeah, just keep working at it. Like super simple. It's not complicated.
Amazing. That's honestly the best advice. I always say this too, like the only motivational course you need or motivational advice is what Nike's slogan is. Just do it. Like straight up, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, super simple. And that's what happened to me. Like I didn't when I started like posting on TikTok, I didn't want to show my face, because I was like, I don't want to like everyone, all my friends to see my face and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, I mean, Sydney is doing it, and she's making 100K, so whatever. I didn't give a shit anymore. So I started like posting my face, and that's when everything like took off.
Wow.
From something that I didn't want to do, and I did it. I mean, next day, like my video ended up doing very well. I started making money, and now I'm here. So
That's
yeah,
crazy,
just do it
man.
basically.
Yeah, just do it. Well, I'll put probably also, well, obviously I'm going to put your links in the description, but then I'll probably put Creator Corner too, because I mean, you're living proof of just how powerful investing in yourself is. And when it comes to being a creator and creator skills, Creator Corner definitely seems to be the absolute best place to be.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy and all those guys are doing great things. And I think what's the like most valuable thing about Creator Score is just the community. You get to hang out with, or you get to talk to a lot of people that are like doing the same thing you're doing, like have the same goals, same mentality. And I mean that's one of the things that helped me the most, just networking. and you're gonna get to meet some like crazy people. There's a lot of calls with like Rob and some of those guys, and they drop some like gems in those calls. Yeah, so it's a great community. So
Sweet. Yeah, communities are definitely, people don't take advantage of communities enough. Like, especially Discord in general. Like, bro, you can, like you said, you can talk to some pretty awesome people on there that have the same goals and, motivation and knowledge that maybe you don't have. Even if they're just a little bit, ahead, you can learn a lot from that.
yeah, and just be open. Like I feel like also a lot of people when they start making a little bit of money, they get like in their own head. I'm like I'm the big guy. I mean, just be open to talk to anybody and always be open to learn. That's my mentality right now. I
Facts.
don't know anything. I just want to learn as much as possible.
I
So
feel that. That's like my philosophy too, bro. Just like curiosity. I have a philosophy of curiosity. Like, I just want to learn every
yeah,
day. I want to talk to everybody and, just try to learn something new. You never know, bro, like what puzzle piece is going to unlock like so much growth.
yeah. I mean, one little thing, like that's what I got from Jimmy when I went to Florida. Like little things that he was saying, I was like, bro, like that's so true. Or even some of his friends that I met, I was like, bro, like that's crazy. I didn't think about it that way. And yeah, it starts like it changes your brain a little bit. You start adjusting to what's possible, and your goals start like changing as well. It's like I said, this whole thing is very exciting to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool, man. Thanks so much for doing this and, for taking the time to provide value for my community. And also, this was an awesome opportunity for us to connect. And I'm excited to continue to build this relationship and see where you're at, next year. We'll do a part 2 or something. That'd be crazy.
Uh, I, w- I would love that, man. Thank you so much again for having me. It's like great to meet you. And like I said, I was watching your videos a few months ago, and now I'm here. This is very, very exciting. I'm
Sweet, man.
blessed and thankful for it. So.
Awesome. All right, bro. Well, you have a great rest of your day. All right.
You too, man. See you
Peace
later.
out.